Oh my God, Gary. Okay. Oh my God.
All right.
For fuck's sake, Gary. So I had to get a hair.
Where'd that old Jewish woman come from?
I don't know. For fuck's sake, Gary. So I had to get a haircut this week. Super interesting. But I'm like, it's going to get fucking hot. And we have friends and family coming up next week. I'm not going to have time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, let's just go after work one day. So I generally, I don't need like fancy haircuts. I'm not like an 18.8 guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like they spend like $45 to go to 18.8 and they like, you know, do things with your hair and it's like fancy. And I'm like, let me pull it out and cut it. I mean, mine, it's like, and then like clip, and I'm done. It's like a 15-minute thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're a fancy haircut guy.
I paid $38 for my last paycheck for my last.
You said like Ryan from
haircut.
The Office. If you knew how much this haircut cost, you wouldn't tussle my hair.
I don't.
It was $200. Well, you are an artist, Gary.
Well, we're all right. I don't know where this is all
going.
I don't know.
Back to haircut. No, your haircut looks nice though. You have longer hair, so it takes more work. I completely understand that.
Yeah.
$38 is reasonable. You're not spending 60, 70, 100. But anyway, let's backpedal here. So we're starting the show off with backpedaling. So I go get a haircut. I usually just go to Sport Clips. Okay, I could go to Great Clips, but that's like the Walmart of getting a haircut. Like, you know, Great Clips is like, dude, I don't really respect my own head, so I'm gonna take a chance. It's the roulette of haircuts. So I go to Sport Clips because, hey, you know what? You go and you spend a little bit more. It's like $25 usually, but you get to watch sports while you're getting your haircut, and they do the little like head massage shampoo and the face massage with the hot towel. I'm like, hey, cool, you know?
Yeah.
And then sometimes in the summer they do like the cold towel, you know, like to refresh you.
Ooh.
So it's not amazing. I don't always get the best haircut, but I'm like, fuck it. It's $25. And it's the only pampering as a guy you really get. If you think about it, we don't get pampered. We don't do our nails. We don't get pampered, right? That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Is it weird that I said pampered? I get pampered.
I don't know. You said it like 3 times too. It's like, okay.
So I go to get my haircut and I walk in, and as I'm walking in, it's the best feeling ever. You walk in and the place is empty. You're like, fuck yes, no wait. I'm going to get in. I'm going to get my haircut. I'm going to get the hell out of here. It's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I walk in. There's like a 65-year-old man.
What? Waiting or working there?
This thing is, I didn't know at the time. He was in one of the chairs. He's wearing a Sport Clip shirt, so I'm like, maybe he's the owner, maybe he's just the guy who checks you in. But he's sitting there with a blow dryer, and he's blow drying his like the front of his hair, which I always thought was called your bangs, but my wife keeps telling me they're not bangs. It's only bangs if they're bangs. I don't
What
know.
are they then?
I don't know. I think these are bangs. These are my bangs. These are my, I don't know, my front hairs. Whatever.
Okay.
My front hairs. That sounds...
Forehead follicles. We'll go with that.
So he's basically brushing it up and blow drying it. Very like old school guy.
I'm picturing David Lynch with that like big, like, you know, he has that big hair that goes up.
Yeah, it's kind of similar, but more like
it's like silver. And
yeah, it was completely silver hair. There was no black in it at all.
That's hilarious. Okay.
So he doesn't see me, doesn't acknowledge me because the blow dryer is going. So I check in and I go sit down, and I'm sitting there like, wow, nobody says fucking hi or anything here anymore. All right. So I sit down, and after a few minutes, he walks up and goes, hey, how's it going? And I was like, hey. And he goes, I didn't see you come in. And I was like, yeah, got that. He goes, did you check in? And I go, yeah. And he goes, doop, doop, doop. All right, are you ready to go? And I'm like, wait, what? Now, if you've never been to Sport Clips, normally when you go to Sport Clips, it's like a girl. You know, it's like, it's good to be a guy.
I've never seen a guy work.
Neither have I.
Ever.
And to preface this story, I have no problem with guy haircuts. Okay? I have no problem. If I go to a barber, I expect it to be a man. Right?
Yeah.
That's a different style haircut. When you go to Sport Clips, it's usually like they promote it. It's like it's girls cutting your hair and massaging your head and chit chat and all that kind of crap, whatever. But the last thing I expected was like an old barber man to be at Sport Clips, which is still fine, but threw me off. So he goes, "Oh, we're gonna get the MVP today," and the MVP for those uninitiated means you're gonna massage my head and massage my face for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, no, let's just do the haircut. Yeah. Not that problem with a guy touching my head. It was just like, it just threw me off. So I go sit down and we're like doing the haircut. And the thing is, I'll be completely honest. The guy did a good job. Like he did a fine job with my haircut. I can even post a picture if people would like to see. It was fine. But the thing is, as we're talking, I realize he's got like not a speech impediment, but he just sounds a little funny when he talks. And I realize it's because he's got dentures on the top of his teeth. Like his top row is all dentures. So his lip kind of covering his teeth like this. So he's got like that sound, that beaver sound from Winnie the Pooh or the gopher. Remember when he comes over, he goes,
yeah.
So kind of like that.
All right.
So it's already a little awkward. He's talking funny. I'm like, all right, dude's a nice guy. But he goes, hey, so what do you do? And I tell him what I'm doing. He goes, oh, yeah. And he goes, yeah, I rented a house out to a friend once. And I said, oh, cool. And he goes, yeah, it was a mistake. And I go, why? What happened? He goes, well, it turns out he was on meth. And I'm like, what the fuck? This story just took a sharp left turn.
Okay.
And he goes, yeah, he wouldn't pay me his rent. And I kind of thought something was going on, but it turned out he was addicted to meth. And I'm like, how do you respond?
It's some interesting small talk.
Yeah. Then he continues to tell me that he's like, well, I couldn't kick him out of the place without a notice. So what I did was I waited for him to leave on Christmas Day. I showed up at the house and put all his stuff out on the lawn.
On Christmas? What
Day?
What?
Someone went from like, wow, man, this is a weird conversation to, wow, your friend is a piece of shit to, holy fuck, you did that on Christmas?
Oh my
what
God.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And why are you saying this to a customer? Like,
so I'm like, this is just the complete unorthodox situation for me to get my hair cut. Now I'm just sitting there in like a stunned silence, like, this guy might kill me, like, if I'm not careful. So
where was this?
Oh, I'm not going to get into detail. I'm not going to call this dude out. You know, I mean, it was...
No, okay, yeah, you're right.
It was at Sport
But
Clips
tell me off mic, because I want to know where
in the Seattle general area.
Okay.
So he does a fine job and all, but I literally at one point hear him
You're
go...
right, we're not gonna go witch hunting. We're not gonna...
I hear the phone ringing, and he goes, hey, is anybody going to answer? Hey, is anybody going to answer the phone? And he goes, bunch of women in this place.
What?
And they kind of chuckled it off because that's clearly like his relationship with them. But I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Do they franchise? Like, he's got to be the owner.
I'm wondering if he's the owner.
He's got to be.
So needless to say,
and they're just gotta like put up with his shit and just understand that that's how
he
acts.
He's an old curmudgeon, I guess. Yeah. So he finishes my haircut and he goes, you want your product in there? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm going home. So I get done and I'm thinking, hey, it's just a haircut, so it won't be the full $25. Dude, it still cost me like $21. Like, I still had to pay for what would normally pay for just like the shampoo at least for me to be uncomfortable for 25 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Needless to say, last time at That Sport Clips.
Welcome to episode 13 of the Unreasonably Angry podcast. My name is Gary.
My name is Eric.
And how you doing, fuckers? Speaking of Lucky 13, this episode is unofficially brought to you by Lagunitas Lucky 13 Red Ale, which is their... I just said Lucky 13 and it reminded me that I just got that.
It's officially brought to you by... Officially.
Unofficially.
Yeah.
We're not in talks with them for advertising.
It is officially hot as balls in here, though.
Oh yeah, there's a slight hum in the background, because we have a fan going.
Yeah, so if you hear but it bothers you, you can go fuck yourself because it's 90 degrees in this room.
I didn't move to fucking Washington to have fucking California weather follow me here. God damn it. The day I left, funny story. The day I left California, it was like 100.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like driving out of the gates of hell.
And I went up to Santa Barbara and passed by wildfire.
Oh, yeah?
And yeah, anyway. So, yeah, it's hot.
So it's hot.
We have a pitcher of water here.
Yeah.
It's like...
I'm going to pour it on my taint. So, Gary, what's up with you this week, bud?
Excuse me. I got a new phone.
Oh.
I got an S8.
The Samsung?
Yeah. I was going to get a Pixel for a long time. I was excited to get one of those, but not to get too technical, but found out the Pixel doesn't have an SD card.
So it doesn't have expandable memory.
Doesn't have expandable memory. It's not water resistant, which is important in Washington. It's not. What was the other thing?
I figure like the main reason for water resistance.
The screen is bigger and better. Yeah.
I feel like the main reason water resistance actually came to pass is just from people dropping it in the toilet. I think more...
I thought about that the other day. I was like on the toilet. I was thinking, maybe they just made it water resistant because people drop it in the toilet all the time.
You know how many times people have gone to the store and they're like, "What's wrong with your phone?" I peed on it.
Not just I dropped it in the toilet. I subsequently peed on it.
And then they're like holding it up by like their thumb and their index finger. Like,
I couldn't stop it fast enough. It just kept going.
Can't stop going once I've started.
No, it is hard. I don't know how it is for women, but it is hard for men.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many women I know that they've been like, "Oh yeah, I dropped my phone in the toilet." I'm like, how? And I actually got an explanation once. It's because they tuck their phone in their back pocket, and so when they're getting up from the toilet to pull their pants up, it like bloop and goes right into the toilet.
Oh no, that's awful. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
For a guy, if that happened, that means we would have been taking a shit. Because I mean, unless you're a sit down to pee kind of guy, but
I heard something about a guy who did that.
Sit down to pee?
Yeah, it's going to be completely weird when I don't even know what the context was. So I'll just forget I said that. Can't remember. I just heard somewhere that some guy sits down to pee.
That's just, I don't really understand, like, how is that easier or logistically feasible? Like, you're just giving yourself a reason to have your dick touch the porcelain. Like, that's the worst. True. Especially like a public bathroom. Is there anything worse than you sit down and your donger hits the public? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we ventured into weirdness.
Yeah, where did we... What the fuck? Okay, I got an S8. What? We really go off the rails sometimes.
Every once in a while. So how are you liking it?
Okay, I really like it. The main thing that took getting used to, which I wasn't sure about at first, is the infinity screen.
Does that mean it like wraps around the side or something?
Yeah. The Edge thing. It's not as edgy as the Edge.
Edgy, bro.
There was the Edge version of the old phones, which was different, and it had the wrap screen, and the others didn't.
Sure.
But now they all do, and I like it. It takes getting used to, but I enjoy it. What, you want to see it?
No, I want to see your pen.
Oh,
thanks.
Sorry. I'm holding a pen. And
I'll check out the phone after the podcast.
No, I don't mind it, actually. And again, we won't get too technical, but phones are, I mean, everyone has opinions about phones. Like, yeah. And people get really upset and really angry about people disagree with their opinions for whatever reason.
It's kind of
like cars, I guess. I mean, everyone chooses one brand, but really they all, like, if you think about it, cars and phones and computers, they all have different brands, but they're basically, they advance the same amount. Like, some have more cutting edge stuff than others, but basically they're all just getting faster and they're all getting better fuel efficiency.
Well, you know me, like, so for the longest time I had Android everything. I had HTC phones. Mm-hmm. I was like an HTC guy. I liked their phones. I liked the build. I liked the metal on the sides. And for a while there, they were the only ones that really offered that kind of shit. And then I was not a big iPhone person. I mean, you can even attest to that. I know you're not an Apple person, but I was never an iPhone person. Never had any desire to get them. They always looked like toys to me. They were like too small, and just the way everything was laid out, and the icons.
Well, they kind of were. I mean, before when they started getting bigger? I remember the
6, I think.
Yeah, I remember the 4s and 5s were
they were little dinky phones,
little tiny.
Yeah, they felt like little kid phones.
It's weird looking back on it now, where everything's huge.
Well, what's really funny. I used to work for Sprint back in the day.
Yeah.
Is phones went from these big, like they used to have to carry a cell phone in like a bag, like it was, and like with a cord sticking out of it.
Right.
And then you had like the Zach Morris from
I've seen
Saved by the
movies
Bell.
from the 90s.
Yeah. Well, I lived through it, so fuck yourself. And then you had like the Zach Morris cell phone from Saved by the Bell, like the big blocky fucking like grayish white one with the big antenna. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, we just talked about how I don't.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so Google Zach Morris cell phone while I'm telling the story.
Okay.
But then, you had, like, for the while there, it was who could make the smallest cell phone. Everybody had the Nokia, the Nokia one that looked like, it was basically a brick. I think it was like an indestructible, and you'd play Snake on it.
Yeah, I remember my mom.
Yeah.
That was her first cell phone.
Yep. And then everybody had like the StarTAC flip phones, like the little Motorola ones that flipped over. And then it became like a race to see who could make. Oh Jesus! It became a race to see who could make the smallest cell phone. And there was one made by I think Kyocera that was like this fucking big. It was like I'm not even kidding. It was like smaller than a silver dollar. It looked like a Barbie phone.
Yeah.
And then right after that, it became well, who can make the biggest screen? So it was funny to watch this like trend of like big, small. Oh, nope, now we need to make the biggest one. And now it's who can make the biggest 6-inch fucking screen with wraparound technology and they can touch the buttons from anywhere.
The other funny thing was before everything was just a touchscreen, like the whole phone is a touchscreen. Like all the gimmicky stuff. Like I had the Juke. Remember the Juke?
Is that kind of like the
It was the one that was like
it's flipped out, right?
It
was like a sidekick.
Flipped around. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sidekicks were like the tits for a while.
And
everybody wanted a sidekick.
The numpad was like so skinny.
Yeah.
And you had to like do the T9 texting on it.
T9 texting.
It was like
we're a little spoiled now.
Yeah, really? I mean,
but no, I wanted Android for the longest time. Never had any desire to get iPhone. I always kind of felt like iPhones were like the vanilla. They were like the Toyota Camry, the Honda Accord.
I don't think I could do it.
We can get into that more. But I never really had any interest because even though everything was simple, I always looked at Apple like they just overpriced their products for no fucking reason. Like, and yes, they would advance certain technologies, but there were certain things that I found in Android phones I just thought was better. I'm like, these are better because of this, this, and this. But it got to a point where we were looking for new cell phones. It was a couple years back, and we went in the store, and I was looking at the Galaxy Note 5, I think, at the time. Mm-hmm. This was shortly before the phone started exploding on everybody.
Yeah, that was the 7, I think.
Well, that was the Galaxy 7, but the Note 5, I think.
No, it was the Note 7.
Note 6? Was it? Are you sure?
Yeah, it was a Note that exploded.
Okay. So, yeah, it was just before that.
Yeah.
So we went in, and I was sitting there playing with the Note and playing with an iPhone, and the iPhone was just smoking it and everything. Like, as far as, like, opening apps and then, like, going back and closing them and then reopening them. It was just faster. And I remember feeling dirty walking out of the store with an iPhone. Well, technically, I felt dirty because they ordered me one, and I had to wait for it to be delivered. I'm like, ugh, I'm one of those guys who's getting an iPhone delivered to his house. But I will say it's been really nice because it's been very consistent, very stable. But at the same time, I realize I don't do nearly as much with my phone as I used to now. Now it's just text, pictures, and like go on the internet. There's no like customization. I'm not doing fancy shit, but it works consistently. But you've been happy with Samsung, and I can't see you really ever going over to the dark side. But
no. But I understand. I mean, like I said, everyone has their opinions. I understand the complaints towards Samsung. I understand the complaints towards Apple because I usually have them myself.
Yep.
But usually what I hear about Samsung and about the S8 is bloatware. They have a bunch of bloatware. So like your OS takes up a lot of your space already. And then people are saying the Infinity screen is more fragile. Mm-hmm. And if you drop it, it'll crack more easily. I never drop my phone. So, I mean, and I got the insurance, so...
I have a case on mine anyway, so
yeah.
I do definitely drop mine, but mine's more... I have a toddler who likes to play with it, and I don't want her to...
Yeah.
If my toddler wants to play with my phone, that's fine, but if she drops on the concrete and it breaks, then I'm screwed. I mean, it's fucking $700. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And no, you kind of
like
goes
you
to your
said,
point.
Apple used to... I mean... They still do overprice everything. Like MacBooks are still...
Yeah, they do.
That's a whole different story. But,
no, yeah. And I've even actually said, as much as I've been happy with this phone, I'm like, well, if they keep taking things away, like taking away people are like, who cares? It's just a headphone jack. I like the headphone jack. Like, there are certain cars that I get into, and I use the auxiliary port because it doesn't have Bluetooth.
Speaking of unreasonably angry...
Were we speaking of...
Remember... Well, no. Well, just... Of the
podcast in general.
Yeah. When they took that headphone, when I heard that they took the headphone jack away,
yeah.
So I literally I got my certificate for the audio production program.
Oh, congratulations!
From the University of Washington.
Now you can officially start like doing audio engineering for porn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You got to get all the sklurps and glurps.
I gotta do Foley work for porn. Sure. That'll be my entry level. That's what interns do.
That's why you have all those little really tiny cardioid mics everywhere.
And why I have an unusual amount of fruit in the kitchen. Different sizes. Anyway. So Anyway, so when they took the 3.5 millimeter jack out of the iPhone, I was pissed. I was so fucking angry because here you have this thing that every fucking phone has.
Yeah.
Every phone has it.
Yeah.
Not every phone has the same type of USB connection. Not every phone has their power button in the same place, whatever. Every phone has a 3.5 millimeter jack. And the reason for that is because it's universal.
Yep.
It's universally accepted by everyone.
I don't need an adapter.
It's technology that does not go out of date. I said we wouldn't get technical, but I'm getting technical.
You're not getting into like specific fucking ohms and hertz and shit.
It's compatible with your car if your car is not too old to like not have one and new enough to have Bluetooth. But it's compatible.
But why did it make
with
you mad? If
your
you don't have an
speakers,
iPhone, why did it make you mad?
It made me mad because what Apple does is, whether I want to admit it or not, is they set trends. They tend to do this stuff where they'll put a fucking fingerprint sensor on their phone. They're probably the first ones to put a camera on a smart. Well, no, we had cameras before smartphones.
Yeah.
No, never mind.
Yeah.
But they've always they've started things and other people picked up on them. Like all phones have fingerprint sensors now, and all phones have.
It does pressure the other companies to at least match what they're doing, or at least similar, because
to compete with them.
Yeah, and I mean, in the case of
anyone's on the edge
jack,
between the two,
the headphone jack is as stupid as it sounds. Like Apple can just now charge you for an adapter, and so Samsung's like, well, we can either keep doing this, or we can charge for an adapter.
Right, and that pisses me off further because
does yours have a headphone jack?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, I didn't know. I didn't know if it was.
I wouldn't get a phone that doesn't have one. I might have to eventually, but
I would imagine it probably bleeds over to Samsung at some point.
But I don't. Like I said, I don't have a Bluetooth. I have a long commute.
Yeah.
I don't have Bluetooth in my car.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to use my phone. I wouldn't be able
You have to buy an adapter. Yeah.
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 Well, I mean, what, like a radio one?
Well, I have one for my wife's car. But anyway, that's not...
Okay. But, well, that's my point, though. It's like it makes everything more convenient when it doesn't have to be.
Yep.
Like you could just...
plug it in.
You could keep that space in the fucking phone design, that little itty bitty space, so it doesn't have to be like 0.5 millimeter thinner.
Yeah.
And keep it. Like, it's fucking bullshit. So you have to buy the dongle, and you can't charge your phone.
I love that word.
I hate it. It's so stupid. You can't charge your phone while you're using
the headphones.
Yep. So if you're on like a road trip, your phone battery's dying, and you want to listen to music at the same time,
go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Yep.
That's what Apple says. Yep. And they don't. Do they have wireless charging?
Not yet. I don't think so.
Well, Samsung does.
So, but the thing is, if you think about it, though, like, it's kind of the same in other areas, too, though. Like, there are so many areas in our life where you have that, like, that competitive thing between companies, and
you're kind of stuck in the middle.
And you may be loyal to one.
Yeah.
You may be loyal to one, but if they don't keep up with it, there's a certain point where you go, well, fuck, am I going to stay loyal to this company, or do I go to somewhere else? And the thing is you kind of have to remind yourself that the company's not loyal to you. You know what I mean? Like, they're not. Like, for the longest time, I've always liked Samsung TVs. Like, that's the kind of type of TV that I like. There are nicer ones out there if you want to, pay an arm and a leg. But like, I have friends that like Vizio stuff, which is fine, or LG. LG's really, really high-end TVs are nice, but their lower-end TVs I don't think are nearly as nice as Samsung. But I have a friend who won't buy Samsung because he doesn't believe in their business practices. He doesn't like the way they do business. So he's
yeah.
See, and that's the thing is for you, it may be like, every
company
finish
does, your thought, and I'll...
Yeah. So it's interesting to see that, but because of, like, when you watch, like, CES, like the Consumer Electronics shows, the, I think it's what CES stands for. The companies...
Consumer Electronics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they basically look and see what each other's doing and then copy it, whether it's a great idea or a shit idea.
Yeah.
If you look at cars, they're constantly trying to mimic each other and copy each other. Serena and I, when we were looking at cars before we got our Subaru, which I love my Forester Turbo. It's great. Like, it works great for us. I never liked Subaru before. I didn't like the models. I didn't like how square they were. It was just, it didn't do anything for me. There was nothing about it that made me go, I really like that, except for like STIs, which still sounds like a disease. I had an STI. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Are you taking medication?
Did you get the WRX version?
Yeah. Well, the STI is the high-end version of the WRX.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I was...
And it comes with a complimentary vape, bro. That joke is so fucking played out, dude.
Don't you love being on the freeway in Seattle and seeing just like a cloud come out of someone's car? It's
Well,
like,
the thing is,
yep.
because I have a Subaru, when I see it come out of an STI or a WRX, I'm like, God damn it, dude, don't do that. You're fuck. But anyway,
Well, we used to vape, to be fair.
no, of course, no. So I'm saying I don't have a problem with people vaping. It's just people automatically assume if you drive an STI that your window's going to roll down and vape smoke's going to come out smelling like
And you've
like
seen
cotton candy.
right. And speaking of Seattle, you've seen around here how STIs like have to have like
95
like
stickers on them.
well, like they have I'm not a car guy, so I don't know all the terms, but they have spoilers and like crazy rims and like lowered suspension.
See, but that's where I crossed the line. Why don't
but-
fucking dump it? I mean, you're just
I know, but the other day I saw the craziest thing I've ever seen. In front of them, like, you know, the bars that hold your windshield on each side of you. I don't know what to call them, but yeah. He had like gauges.
Yeah.
Like 3 gauges.
it's for the
on
turbo.
that. But
It actually serves a purpose.
okay.
It's the temperature, it's the PSI, like the boost of the turbo into your engine, and there's something else.
But like you're driving on the freeway to work. Like what is this? Like,
hey man, he may be a track bro. I mean, he may hit up the track on the weekend. Anyway,
I didn't see his
digress.
face. Maybe it was Vin Diesel, and
It
we were
was
like
Vin Diesel,
driving
yes.
in the next.
Exactly who it was, with Gal Gadot in the passenger seat.
Sorry, what were we talking?
So
about?
we're talking about like just there's reasons that people stay loyal. There's certain points where you stop being loyal to a company. I always liked HTC's phones, but there was a certain point where I had to look at it and go, they're really not progressing as much as I need them to for me to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get myself and my wife an iPhone. We can do like the AirDrop between each other.
Yeah.
So like there are some really cool features.
Yeah.
But the problem is because you have these two opposing things that don't want to work together. Like the other day, I was trying to FaceTime or video chat my niece because it was her birthday. I couldn't do it because she has a Samsung and I have an iPhone. So unless she has an app installed that has that feature, like has the same app that I do, I can't video call her. So at a time when
You'd
we're
have to
more
have
connected than
Messenger
ever,
or-
yeah,
Yeah, or
and
something.
she's too young to have Facebook, so she just doesn't have it.
Gotcha.
So at a time when we're more connected than ever as a people, we're actually like we have these like lines drawn in the sand of like I can't fucking video time you because
That are
Yeah.
are made by consequence of competition between
Exactly.
companies. Yeah. I was gonna say you were saying something about your friend like choosing not to buy from Samsung because of their practices.
yeah, he won't buy Samsung because I guess I guess
So-
they're yeah.
My opinion on that I've held for a while, and I usually stay true to, and it doesn't sway very much, is that it's stupid to no, it's stupid to protest a major corporation like that or to boycott or whatever.
Yeah.
Because this is continuing that thread of if you want to like see a difference in the world, you have to do more than just like little changes in your
Yeah.
daily life, like not buying a Samsung TV or like whatever.
Yeah.
Because you not buying a Samsung TV and buying a Vizio one is not going to change the fact that they both buy the same parts from the same manufacturer who's using whatever
Do
labor
you
in
know
China.
that specifically about
I
Vizio?
don't know that.
Well, that's the
specifically.
thing is I feel like if that's something that you research and you go, okay, these two companies share the same stuff, I get that. Doesn't Samsung make some
But-
one of the companies makes the
No, I'm not-
things
I'm-
for iPhones, right? Don't they make the Samsung or LG or one of those companies does the screens, or they're in contract for the screens or something like that?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, and I didn't mean to get too specific.
No,
I mean,
I'm just kind of adding
like
to it.
it's you can't pick like which one's the devil when they're all the devil.
Well, that's
Like,
the thing.
It's
So-
like you can't just say like I'm not going to shop at Walmart because they're awful and they treat their employees awfully, but then I'm going to shop at Target.
That was literally going to be my example.
Yeah.
But the thing, okay, so
is true,
let
though.
me play devil's advocate a
Okay.
little here. So making small changes is better than no change. I will acknowledge that.
That's true. That's true.
If that makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, that's fine. What I don't think is cool is when somebody goes, I'm not going to shop at Walmart because they don't treat their employees good and they put mom and pop shops out of business. Let me tell you about that on my iPhone. Are you fucking kidding
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are
That's
you
what
making
I'm
sure
saying.
you're-
There's no way to do it without being a hypocrite.
Well, that's the thing is
you have to acknowledge that.
there's a difference between doing it and going, hey, for my own peace of mind, I'm going to avoid this because their specific practices are Those bother me specifically.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I'm making a change in one little area.
Sure.
As long as you're not giving me shit. If you're coming over, I've had people post on my wall about fucking Walmart.
Yeah.
Go shop at Target. You'll feel better. Really? Because the
So-
$25 I just saved for the exact same can of,
Right.
cans of Diet Coke, I feel better saving that money. So
Right.
stick your finger up your butthole. I don't really give a shit. Now, granted, I'm not saying I don't care about people being mistreated. But what I'm saying is it doesn't make any sense to me to go, I won't shop at Walmart because they're bad, but I'm going to go shop at XYZ even though they also are bad.
Right. Well,
People get all worked up about fucking Amazon.
It's like
they're putting people out of business. They're putting people like do you really think Target doesn't put people out of business? Do you think Costco doesn't put people out of business? Of course they do.
Well, first of all, you not shopping there is not going to lower their stock.
Yeah.
It's not going to it's not going to stop them from growing. It's not going to stop them from anyway. But I was going to say you kind of touched on it. Really what it is usually it's people doing it to make themselves feel better rather than actually trying to make a difference. It's just like, oh, I'm not shopping at Walmart today, and that makes me a better person.
Okay.
Because
And the thing is that's the
or I'm
difference for
shopping
me.
at Whole Foods because they're locally sourced.
God,
and they're
you're
blah,
literally
blah, blah.
you're taking the fucking things I'm going to say out of my
Sorry.
own brain. No. I had
Go ahead.
really quickly to touch back on the Walmart part.
Yeah.
I will admit there are certain products that, like, if you go to a Target, they're nicer products, right? Or they have a better line of clothing that you may like. I won't dispute that.
Yeah.
But if you're going for like groceries, for example, and you're buying DiGiorno's or Freshittas or Diet Coke or whatever, or fucking toilet paper, it's the same fucking shit. I understand. And somebody did a survey, and it was like a really high percentage of the amount of products that are shared between Target and Walmart. And people go, yeah, but Walmart's mean to their employees. And I have a friend of mine whose mom's worked at Target or at Walmart for like 25 years, and she fucking loves it.
Yeah.
So maybe your examples are that way, but maybe the kid that stitched, as Bill Burr, I will give him credit for this analogy. You feel really good about that, but you don't worry about the kid that's fucking bleeding, stitching your fucking clothes together.
Yeah.
Like I mean, if you really want to be that person, you're going to have to wear trash bags around and not have a cell phone and not watch TV.
You're going to have to go off the grid.
Are you telling me you're not going to use your iPhone? You're not going to watch your Comcast internet?
Yeah.
You're not going to drive your fucking Honda?
You'd
Jesus
you'd
Christ.
have to literally sell everything, move to Portland, work on a farm, and
I love how you go with Portland.
and sell your food to a small mom and pop restaurant.
I get my
Anyway.
eggs from my own chicken. Okay. More power to you. But no, what I was
What
going to
was I
say
gonna
really
say?
quick. Hold on.
Okay,
Hold
okay.
on. I get to finish this.
Okay.
The Whole Foods thing. I worked for a company in California, and occasionally they would have people come in and give talks, right? Like motivational talks during our quarterly meetings. And one time this person came in, there was two specific examples that always pop in my head. One was the guy who like started talking about Disney and like why Disney does this and Disney does that. And I'm like, hey, that's great that you're using Disney as a reference for a lot of the way that they do things at the park. But he's spouting all these things, and I know he's wrong. And like the person sitting next to me worked at Disney.
Wait,
for
he was just using them as like presentation.
Do you
material?
know why the trash cans are blah 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 blah? They actually did the math. And it's like, well, actually, the trash cans are exactly 100 feet or 100 yards per blah 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 at Main Street.
Okay.
Did you know this is why I do that? And he was saying wrong things, but he was just trying to sound really smart. And we're like, dude, half the people in this room have worked at Disney. The next person that came up and talked literally said these words: I shop at Whole Foods, and I know it's more expensive, and I know that some of the same stuff is at other places, but when I'm walking out with that bag that says Whole Foods, I feel like a better mother because I bought my kids' food there. And I literally, my hands curled up, and I said, "Motherfucker!" What the fuck?
God.
Could you like sniff your own fart and enjoy it more? I mean, for fuck's sake, dude. I feel better as a mother. So are you saying I'm a bad father if I go to Trader Joe's? Because I'd much rather give my money to Trader Joe's. Does that make me a bad person?
Yeah, I would too. Between those two choices, I would. Yeah.
Well, you know, Amazon bought Whole Foods, right? $13.7 billion. So it's going to be Whole Foods brought to you by Amazon.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I could see. You were talking about like specific products that are carried by both. Mm-hmm. So if you walk into whatever store you want, if you walk into a Walmart, Target, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, well, not Trader Joe's because they make all their own products, which is why I like Trader Joe's so much. But
that we know of.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But So if you walk in there and instead of just saying I'm not going to go to Walmart today, you walk into a Walmart and you go, well, for every product you go, I'm not going to buy this brand because I know I've read that they do this, and this other brand may do something similar, but maybe it's not as bad. And then you do that. Well, really, I mean, it's picking what's it called? It's picking the worst of
lesser of two evils.
Lesser of two evils. Yeah.
Like Hillary.
So let's say you do let's say you do that with 100 items.
Yeah.
Like all of the items in your cart, you chose one over another. Then I'd start to understand that you think that you're making a difference.
Yeah.
And I say you think you are because it's still lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
But like you might be supporting better labor conditions in Vietnam rather than Laos or something. Like it's you're really choosing your battles.
You know, and more fucking power to you as long as you don't shove it in someone else's face.
Matters. I think the products matter rather than the store.
Yeah.
I mean, I do understand the stuff about how employees in Walmart aren't treated as well as other places. That's definitely true.
And it could be anecdotal. Like there was somebody that posted a story about how he worked at Walmart during Black Friday or the Thanksgiving. Because remember, it used to be Black Friday was Black Friday.
Oh, I worked Black Friday at Office Depot. That was fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Who goes to Office Depot to buy computers?
I don't go to Office Depot to buy anything, but
exactly. and then until recently, until this last year, people started working Thanksgiving night.
Well, that's what you keep taking my goddamn points, motherfucker.
I'm sorry. Keep going. I didn't say
bastard. No, we're just locked in. No, so it went from Black Friday to really super early Black Friday. Like they'd open at 3, and then it was, hey, let's open at midnight, and then it was like, hey, let's open at 10, and then for a while there, they just started opening on Thanksgiving, like during the day. And so people threw a fucking shit fit.
When people were supposed to be with their fucking families.
Well, that's the thing. So people threw a shit fit when Walmart did it. And then when Target did it, I didn't hear nearly as many people throwing a fucking fit about it.
Because they're just following suit.
Of course.
But
it's still bad. Like, why can't you stand on your principles?
Like one company does,
stand on your principles. Say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do what Walmart's doing because I think that's wrong. But they're not going to do that because at the end of the day, they don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
They care about their profits.
Right.
It's at a certain point, if Samsung decides, hey, you know what? Fuck you. We're going to make you use a dongle to use your fucking headphone jack because we can charge an extra $25 for that dongle, they may stop giving a shit.
Yeah.
But I had somebody who worked at Walmart, and the story they told about the food that was brought in for them on Thanksgiving was actually cool. Like, he was like, you know what? I didn't get to be with my family, but I was making double time and a half or something, and I got free food. Or if you're a single person and you don't give a shit, like, I know people that used to volunteer to work on holidays because they're like, I'll take that triple pay.
Right, yeah.
You know? But that being said, yes, certain people hate it, certain people are okay with it, but to just blanket statement and go, oh, everybody that's been worked at Walmart ever has been treated badly is just, it's not correct.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Well, I was going to say, like, how you said that people get angrier they were angry at Walmart and they weren't as angry at Target.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like if one company does something awful and then others follow suit, they don't care as much about them.
No.
But the one company, I mean, they're all doing something awful.
Yeah.
It's like, why just get mad at the first one?
No, I don't really get it. I don't really, and the thing is what I also don't like is when a company does something bad and they get called out for it and then they fix it or they improve and you don't see like people later go, you know what, they used to do this, but they do this now and I'm happy about that.
Or they just pay chump change.
Yeah.
Because they got a fine that was like, you know, 0.1% of their profits. Like,
yeah,
it's so stupid.
Well, people get all fucking pissy though. That's just what people do. Like, that's what people do. They got to try to find something.
Well, the silver lining, the one good thing about the Black Friday thing was that, like, I think it was Macy's who said we're not open on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
we're not going to make our employees work. And then other companies were like, okay, that's
I think it is
maybe
that's
back. Right to treat our employees that way, and we should go back to that. So
yeah, I think we've gone and done the 10 p.m. Target run on the night before Black Friday just because we were like bored. We're like, let's go see if we can get something for cheap.
But it's always like
it's always
something
dumb shit.
Stupid you don't need.
We got like a toaster once.
Yeah, toaster. Oh, that's great.
But no, it kind of ties in with the same thing that people do though, where they get caught up. The problem, it's not that I actually totally respect, like I said, my friend who decides not to get Samsung. If you want to rob yourself of good TV products, that's on you. Mm-hmm. But he's not the type to go, oh, I don't buy Samsung.
Well, did
you buy this? He doesn't do that. So
Okay,
like, you know,
yeah.
if that's
Did
how
he
you
give
feel.
you said business practices. Did he
Yeah, I
give,
don't want to get too specific because I'm not sure 100% on the facts, but it was something about because it's in Korea and there were certain
Yeah.
like things that were like just unsavory. At least he felt that way, and I thought to myself, I'm like, well, doesn't that happen in other places? Like, do you really like go out here? And he's really like, well, no, it's just one of the things I try not to buy Samsung unless I have to. Which, hey, you know what? I can respect that. It's not like Eric, you bought Samsung TVs, you piece of shit. It's never like that. So I'm like, I can get that. What happens with a lot of these things though is people get it and they go fucking just 100 miles an hour and they start acting like assholes. Like, I don't know if you remember, but a few years ago, there was that huge hullabaloo. I just wanted to throw that word in there. It's a fun one. There was a hullabaloo about Chick-fil-A and how they didn't like gay people and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And because the fucking owner founder is a religious, like, Southern Christian guy.
They're not open on Sundays.
Yeah. And
It's
so,
fucking bullshit.
well, whatever. It's your business. Do what you want.
Yeah,
but
I know.
people got really mad because he had donated to something. And this was years ago.
Yeah.
But at the time, people were like, well, I'm not going to eat Chick-fil-A anymore. I'm like, okay, if you don't want to eat Chick-fil-A, that's fine. I didn't really take it as he hates gay people. But if that's how you feel, if that's how you want to show your feelings about it, that's fine. I understand that. Mm-hmm. But what I didn't like was that people were like, there was that guy that posted that video where he like drove up there and ordered like a water and the drive-through, and then like started berating the woman. How can you work for a company that hates gay people?
Oh,
how can you do this? How could
fuck.
you work for someone that's so hateful? Blah blah. And she's going,
That's awful. You
well,
might
the
as
thing
well.
but the point is with this is it's a fucking franchise. So you're basically attacking a person who works on. They're better than minimum wage there, but they're making a lot. They're not making great money. They're working for a franchise. You don't know what the franchise owner is.
Exactly.
That franchisee may be the leader of the Pride Parade. You don't fucking know that.
Right.
And so you're berating someone, and he videotaped it. It's on the fucking internet.
Yeah.
And so of course he posted it trying to make himself look like a hero, and of course got fired from his job, which was great in my opinion. But that's the thing is there's a difference between, hey, you know what? I'm not going to eat Chick-fil-A right now until I see that they've improved or I see that they promote, sure, equality, whatever. And I've even seen some Chick-fil-A's that have like had gay marriages in their Chick-fil-A. Like I think they did the food for them. Like I'm like, I don't really think all of the Chick-fil-A people are bad. Let's just chill out.
Yeah.
But people tend to go too far with it and they get worked up in that moment and then they go overboard. And then like, what did you just do? Like, how is your behavior better than the practices that you're
It's like, it just
boycotting?
seems misguided
Yeah.
a lot of the time. It's like this, I'm going to boycott Walmart for whatever reason. Like, I mean, I don't know. I understand it to an extent.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, I get like, but what we were saying makes us angry is when you like what
Don't
you
be a
said
piece
about
of
the
shit.
when you said about the Whole Foods woman. Like,
Yeah.
don't like say you walk out of the store feeling like a better person because you shop there.
Yeah, it's like you get people that are like, don't fat shame her.
Yeah.
You can't slut shame her. She can have sex with who she wants. Okay. But then you're shaming someone for not shopping at Whole Foods? You're shaming someone for shopping at Walmart when it may save their family $20, $30? You don't know what especially like when you're living at home, like with your parents and you're like
and working
bitching.
there.
Get the fuck out of here.
People who shop there and who work there.
Yeah.
They're lower income and that's what they have to do to take care of themselves.
And that's the thing is that's the fucked up part for me is like when people are unemployed and then you get somebody who's like who goes, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I need to do for my family, go get a job at Carl's Jr. or go get a job at Walmart or just anything like that. That person could have been a CEO. There was a point with the crash where people were going and becoming servers again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, you're a 45-year-old server, you piece of shit. And it's like, no, that guy is actually doing what he needs to do to take care of his family.
Yeah.
Like if it came down to it, I'll go fucking flip burgers. I'll go mix up beans at Taco Bell if it takes care of my fucking family.
The people who do that usually haven't had those experiences where they have to like
they're just self-righteous assholes generally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like my S8.
On that note, let's read an email. We got an email this week.
Okay.
All right. So we got an email from look who it is. It's Big Daddy Long Dick.
Oh, great.
Hey Eric and Gary, Big Daddy Long Dick is back. But first of all, I just wanted to let you guys know that I've been enjoying every episode you've put out. Thank you. BDLD. That's appreciated. Anyways, you guys recently started talking about words that upset you, and I recently came across one that bothered me, but only when a certain person said it. Jesus. The word is, quote, dub or dubs, which I was told is $20. It's a stupid word. Why can't people just use words that can be found in a regular dictionary versus words found in the Urban Dictionary? Fuck. Thanks, guys. Big Daddy Long Dick. Well, granted, if somebody said, "Do you have a dub on you?" If somebody said that to me, I would know what they were talking about. I don't really carry cash anyway. I've heard. I remember the old rap songs where it was like, my car sitting on dubs, which meant like 20-inch rims. And now the dubs also means like the Warriors, the basketball team. I've never heard anybody say dubs to me as far as $20 bills go. But if somebody said something along the lines of like, "Hey, I'm going to go to the strip joint and make it rain dubs," I'd probably never talk to that person again. Like there's a real strong possibility of that.
So Urban Dictionary has 6 definitions of it.
Oh, fantastic.
The first one is abbreviation for the letter W.
Like makes George sense. Dub?
George Dubs. Sometimes it's plural, whatever. 2 is $20. 3 is $20 worth of anything, especially narcotics.
Yeah, I've heard of dub sack. I've heard of dub sack.
Sure.
Gary, are you familiar with marijuana? Dub sacks?
I've never heard that phrase before. Weird. I've heard dabs, but
dabs? Yeah. Oh, that's like the oil for the vape pen?
Yeah.
Marijuana?
Well, no, it's like I think it's like one piece of it.
Okay.
And you smoke a dab.
I feel like I need to be more educated now in Washington because there's like now weed is just everywhere because it's legal.
God damn it.
So I'm like, what?
Just really
like really when I used to smoke weed when I was younger, and it was just basically like you got a baggie of it and then you smoked it. And now there's like all these fancy things you can do with it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, I don't really go that crazy with it. Like I don't know the nomenclature. Everything.
Yeah, right? There's like a whole extra dictionary just of marijuana terms. Marijuana.
Yeah, I can't even find.
Which one are you looking for?
Oh, that's
dabs.
Okay. The extracted cannabinoids.
Cannabinoid oil.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that's all it is.
Yeah, and then you burn it like right to make smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're educational here.
And then number 4 of dub is 20-inch rims, like you said.
Yeah.
Then 5 is the art of making a remix, especially a reggae song in which the lyrics are all
I dubbed over it.
Removed.
Got it.
And the focus is placed on the drum. Yeah. 6 is generally incorrectly used as a name for any remix to any song.
Well, those two together are confusing.
Like the example for that is Jay-Z calls it a dub, but it's really just a remix.
Huh. All right. Well, I'm not going to correct Jay-Z. I don't. I feel like he may know a little bit more about the rap game than I do.
But But I understand what he is saying in the email. I understand that it's stupid to call a 20 a dub.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of a sentence in which you would use that. Like, can you spot me a dub? Like, yeah. God, that fucking hurts to say. A dub?
Yep.
That literally, like, my face cringed up.
Can you spot me a dub for the Kanye concert?
Oh, there you go. Yep. No, I hate you.
All right, so bringing back a segment.
Everybody's favorite game show.
Rapid Fire Frustrations.
Rapid Fire Frustrations. Pew, 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 pew. You better fucking put the sound effects in this week.
I will.
Rapid Fire.
So basically, we give ourselves a minute to talk about something that is so unreasonable that it couldn't possibly fill an entire segment.
Yeah, just stupid things to be bitched about. Vent it all out. It's a minute of time instead of, a whole podcast worth of shenanigans.
Right.
All right, Gary, you ready?
I'm ready.
So Gary's going to have 1 minute. You'll hear an alarm go off when he's running out of time.
All right. Marketing for movies, TV shows, video games, or whatever that happens like a year or 2 years in advance is so fucking stupid. Like Star Wars, Marvel movies, DC, whatever the fuck. Why do you need to tell me that a movie is gonna be a movie like 3 years before it's a movie? Yeah. Like why do I need to be excited about it that long? And that's the thing. If I'm excited for it, then why do I need to know about it Why do I have to like agonize over it for so long? It's torture. It's fucking retarded. Like, and there's like teasers for
Teasers
the
for a trailer. Yeah.
And it's like, it's so retarded. And not only that, but they have like Marvel has all the leaks. Like, ooh, we know about where they're going in 2019 or whatever. It's like, why does the marketing need to be that far out? It's so it's fucking stupid. I fucking hate it. Anyway, there we go.
Perfect timing.
Sure.
All right.
Over to you.
Over to me. So one of the things that pisses me off that I see on Facebook, and I feel like it should be gone by now, but for some reason still keeps popping up, is when people comment on something that you did or something that you saw or ate or did, and it's like that thing though, and not that thing though. They have to say dat thing dough, where they say DAT, then the thing they're talking about, and then DO. Occasionally you get a THO, but not usually. So to be like, you'll like be showing like a trip that you took to the trip, and it'd be like, or a trip that you took to some other place, it'd be like, oh, that weather though, or oh, those fries dough, or those shoes dough, or those boobs dough. I'm like, God damn it, can't you just fucking like acknowledge that something's nice and use real adult words? Do you have to fucking like boil it down to being a fucking just idiot with no vocabulary? I find regularly that it tends to be the same people that type out the word lols. Like, not that LOL is not enough. You have to type out LAWLZ because the Z makes it really edgy and elite, bro. Dat ding do. Fucking jackasses.
All right.
Such a stupid thing to be mad about, but it fucking, God.
No,
I just
it's
immediately
stupid.
lose
I
respect for you when I see you post something on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And go.
All right, so Redditors out there, for people who like gilded comments or whatever, or comments that got a lot of votes, they'll edit on it and they'll say like, "Wow, I can't believe this blew up," or "This is not my top comment," or like, "I can't believe I got gold for like a comment about cheese," or what. I don't know. It's so fucking stupid, and it's like, yes, I can't believe that you're remarking about not believing that you got gold.
My inbox.
It's like, it's a fucking mundane comment on a fucking Reddit thread about a gif of a dog or some shit. It's like, how self-centered and like self-conceited and stupid fucking, like, you were like a class clown and you got all the attention when you were young, and then you grew up and you realized that you're alone and you have to get the attention on the internet. Fuck you. It's so fucking stupid. Anyway, I got that out pretty quick. We still have 10
There's 9
seconds
seconds left. Add something. Go.
I hate Redditors mostly. Even though I am one.
Are one.
I am one. I post pictures of Emma Watson. I know. I'm part of the problem.
You're like a Emma Watson poster god on Reddit.
Yeah.
If
Anyway.
you've seen a picture of Emma Watson on there,
But I don't like.
probably posted by Gary.
I don't walk around saying like, I have thousands of karma. Like, blah, blah, blah.
I have thousands of made up internet points.
I have a year of gilded comments.
God.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna try to tell a quick story in under a minute.
All right.
So we're at the store the other day. We're at Target, and we're walking around. We're walking down the aisles, and my kid's walking down the aisles by herself, like with me. And I noticed not once but twice some fucking like rude ass, curmudgeonly like old ladies like stopped in their tracks and then looked down at my kid and like made like this weird disgusted face and then like walked off. Now I understand if my kid's like knocking shit over, or if she's like shitting her pants, or if she's like screaming or crying. If you want to be like, oh God, you're a bad parent. But for her to just like give my kid a dirty look when she's behaving herself, fuck you. Like seriously, walk over to the lamp aisle and shove a lamp up your ass. I don't really understand why you're fucking upset that you're at a Target, which is a fucking family store. We were in the kids' aisle where like the kids' blankets and shit are, and you take the time to give my kid a fucking look. My kid's fucking adorable. Like if you have a fucking problem, it's on your end. If you're bitter because your life sucks, that's fine. But don't look at my kid and that fucking tone of voice. I swear to God, the next time it fucking happens, I'm just gonna go ape shit. But this time I just kind of went, she must be on her way to a fucking wine club meeting. You
Yeah,
bitch.
going to Whole Foods. I need to go to Whole Foods.
Be a
Get
bitch
some
at my
wine
kid.
and
My
cheese.
kid's awesome.
I think my favorite part of that was, don't look at my kid in that tone of voice.
You know exactly what I mean, though.
Yep. Yeah. I've been looked at in certain tones of voices before.
You know, don't be an old asshole or an old bitch. Just don't do it. When you're old, be nice. You're gonna die soon. Like, don't go out like that.
Well, maybe they're pulling a Clint Eastwood, and that's their excuse is that they're old, so they can.
Even Clint Eastwood would smile at my kid. Shit.
Man. Thank you for listening to episode 13
of the Unreasonably Angry Podcast.
And if you liked what you heard, as always, please rate and review us on Facebook and or iTunes.
Or if you're an Android listener, as we've covered today, and you're using one of the Android apps, please review that. We're going to have our new page up on the Libsyn website. We should have it up tomorrow.
Yep.
So instead of SoundCloud, you can check us out on Libsyn, libsyn.com. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, if you want to be like Big Daddy Long Dick and write us in an email, please do so at unreasonablyangrypodcast@gmail.com. And until next time, my name is Eric.
And I'm Gary.
Stay angry, fuckers.